Tiny3 asks,
can you tell us the story of how you came to find and own your new adorable kitten? For those of you that don't know, we got a new kitten, Dr. Meemersworth.
Dr. Meemersworth.
This is Dr. Meemersworth.
She's a kitten and she's full of energy and she's like, I'm a kitten.
She climbs everywhere.
She's aiming for my shoulder, but she's got claws and I'm not wearing a shirt, so...
Mom! Why does the kitten have the Spudgy voice?
I think she's gonna try to make a...
Okay, oh god. Can you just grab her? Okay. Mom.
So 4 years ago when we moved to Korea, there were...
4 years ago.
Meemers is like running around, hitting things. So when we moved to Korea 4 years ago, there wasn't a really big pet culture, right?
Not at all.
No, like by the time we adopted Spudgy, we rarely saw any dogs in our neighborhood.
In fact, it seems as if people were very inexperienced with animals. A lot of the people who saw Spudgy were deathly afraid of him.
For those of you that don't know Spudgy, he's our little Pekingese dog, and he's like this big. And we spoke in Korean explaining to people that he doesn't bite and that he's very friendly, but people would actually try to like scale walls and climb elevators to try to get away from us.
One of our neighbors, actually, when we got in the elevator with her and Spudgy, she actually physically tried to climb up the side of the elevator, be like, oh no, and Spudgy, after a long walk, is exhausted. He just lies flat down on the ground. He's not a threat to anyone.
I want to give you an impression. I'm going to be Spudgy. What Spudgy looks like on an elevator with that woman. Ready?
I'm going to give you an impression of what that woman looks like on the elevator with Spudgy. In fact, one time I got very annoyed with her, so I actually picked up the Spudgy and I'm like, oh, kyopta, which means cute. And I'm like, oh, popo, hey, which means you should kiss it. And she's like, oh, no.
And we waved his little paw at her like this, and Spudgy was like this the whole time, like.
I never saw her in the elevator afterwards. I think she decided to take the stairs to the 13th floor from then on. Don't jump. You can't make the jump.
You cannot make this jump.
You cannot make that jump. Oh my god, she's gonna do it.
Dr. Meemers,
no.
Dr. Meemers, no.
She's gonna
jump. Okay, run, Simon, run.
Oh god.
She's going back to the edge.
Ahem. Where were we?
Yeah, and even with cats, people are like deathly afraid of them. Our local coffee shop has 2 cats in it, and they're very friendly people cats. All they want to do is lie on your warm laptop and have you pet them. But people who come to the coffee shop for the first time will like smash up against the glass door, and if the cat jumps up on the table, they're like, and they actually will like physically cower in the corner, and the person at the coffee shop is like trying to explain to them like the cat's okay, and the cat's just sitting there like this. That's right, human. Be afraid of me, human.
So I think the point that we're getting at here is that people in Korea aren't as comfortable with pets yet as they are in Western countries like North America or England or Europe or whatnot.
I think they just haven't been exposed to it in a household, so when they see an animal, they think of it as like a wild animal rather than like something that can be loved and snuggled and used to dance in K-pop videos.
And if any of you... Oh my god, Dr. Meemersworth.
I caught her little furry ass as she was dangling off the counter. Okay, you are cut off the drunk vibes.
Dr. Meemersworth. Can you stop being so bad? Oh my god. So speaking of Spudgy, we actually got Spudgy at an animal shelter in Korea. We did a video about it a long time ago. We're gonna link to it so you can check that out as well.
But don't do it if you're sensitive because you're gonna cry, because I cried the first time I saw the video and I was in the video. And then I cried the 3rd and 4th time. It's very moving.
Dr. Meemersworth, on the other hand, we did not get from a shelter.
But we did not buy her from a pet store and we did not get her from a kitty mill.
We don't actually support those kinds of establishments, so we don't buy any of our products from there and we don't buy our animals from there either.
Now, we were thinking of originally adopting a cat from the animal shelter. When we introduced Spudgy to other cats that are fully grown, they tend to handle being with dogs a little bit worse. How do we even get through this video with her sound? Now, we didn't get a cat from a shelter. When we tried to introduce Spudgy to some older cats, Spudgy was okay. He was like, I'm the Spudgy. But the cats that weren't exposed to dogs or like didn't grow up with dogs, they were so uncomfortable.
We actually took care of our friend's cat for a month when they went back to the States, and she really did not like hanging out with Spudgy. I don't know why, because he's such a chill dog.
But it was pretty funny. Spudgy would be lying in the room and she'd be like, da 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 da.
So we decided to get a kitten instead in hopes that if the kitten would grow up with Spudgy, she would be a lot more comfortable with our dog.
Now the second problem was that we really wanted to get a Scottish Fold kitten because we heard that they're very relaxed with other animals. They have a very chill attitude.
We thought that breed would be the best companion for Spudgy.
Since they sound like they're the exact same animal.
My animal spirit is lazy. What's yours? Lazy!
We should be best friends! Yay!
Okay, fine.
Stop it.
No, hey.
No. Stop it, Meemers.
What?
Meemers, stop it.
But I'm a doctor, and according to my algebra trajectory...
Meemers,
okay, no, you gotta go get her.
Meemers.
She's trying to jump.
Oh, Jesus.
She's trying to jump from the couch all the way onto the kitchen counter. So we were so super lucky because since we didn't want to buy a Scottish Fold from a breeder, we happened to have our Korean friend find online that a super normal Korean family who had a Scottish Fold happened to have kittens, and they're not breeders or sellers or anything, and they couldn't have so many cats in their house, so they were getting rid of their kittens.
So we were looking for a cat like this for a long time, and as soon as our friend said that this is the perfect place for you to go, we got in a taxi right away and picked up Dr. Meemersworth instantly.
And the home was really great. They raised her perfectly. They were really sad to see her go. They gave us a little snuggle blanket and some food for her.
And she already loves us so much. She snuggles on my head at nighttime.
And she nibbles my ears when I try to sleep.
At least you don't have a cat sleeping on your head for the entire night.
I'd much rather have a warm blanket on my head than like half of my ear gone in the morning.
Hey, I wake up and she hogs my entire pillow. It's like, there's my pillow, here's my head.
Big puffy kitten wants to snuggle up to me. I don't have as much real estate on my pillows before.
There's a kitten on my
First world
pillow.
problems.
There's a kitten on my pillow and a puppy at my feet and a giant Dothraki man warrior trying to spoonsy me, and I have like this much bed space left.
We're a snuggly family.
You're so fuzzy and
Arr,
cute.
arr,
You're so
arr,
fuzzy and
arr.
cute.
And that's my cat meowing. Isn't it heartbreaking? Guys, please, I want to be in the video again. So that's it for this week's TLDR. If you have a question for next TLDR, leave your questions in the comment section below.
Or check out the questions already asked, and if you see a question that you like, you can thumbs it up, and if we like that question, maybe we will answer it.
And lastly, don't forget to subscribe for more TLDRs where we probably won't be talking that much more about our kitten, but you probably will be ruining our videos.
Please look at my coffee. That's the worst idea ever.
More coffee!
No, Meemers, Dr.
Meemers, stop
Meemersworth.
drinking the coffee.
I'm a doctor, you idiots.
Doctors need coffee. Stop speaking in Spudgy's voice.